Can I just point out how satisfying it was to see Jinshi, who I understood why he always plays the part. Like here's these horrible, horrible women. And he's like, tee hee, how about you go get me some tea? Diffuses the situation, makes everyone seem like everyone's getting along, right? But the amount of joy I got when he put that biatch in her place. Because despite his positioning, he still has to have, like, definitive proof and different things to make sure that, everything is accounted for. He dots his I's, crosses his T's, make sure everything's in order. So when you have physical proof like, hey, why would you be wearing that hairpin? You think you're better than you are. Know your place, skank. And I'm like, oh, okay. Now, does he quite use the words I'm using? No, but the intention was there, and I know what he was feeling. Because I have felt bad for this girl for a hot minute. Like, you have like a very nice emperor who's not prying on the young body, so yeah, he doesn't really touch her and doesn't really pay too much attention because she ain't his type, and thank God for that. But unfortunately, all of her handmaidens and the like are just the most worthless women known to man. And just are so god-awful. Like, they are abysmal. And to finally, because I thought they were going to break that mirror. I thought they were going to shatter that thing. And I am so happy not only was it seemingly okay for now, I wouldn't put it past him to do something to it later, but the way he... The whole episode, I just wanted her to get karate chopped in the neck. But that was about the second best thing that could have happened. Of course, if you want to see my full thoughts on these amazing Apothecary Diaries episodes, support my work. We do got the Patreon where we got those full uncut live reactions over there exclusively. So, Jinshi and Mao Mao ain't afraid of no ghosts. We learned exactly what it is. My money was on a combination of people messing with her and freak happy accident. Turns out, complete accident. I was confused as hell of why a modern building that was only like there for 3, maybe 5 years maximum would already have like mold growing, like black mold, and it'd be like the wood would be... So there had to be a water source, of course. But the way that they explain why she got spooked, it just makes so much sense. And that's what I love about Apothecary Diaries, is often like we discover things and we're like, hey, this weird thing happened, but it leads to a bigger thing. This was one of those situations where it just kind of felt like, hey, she got spooked, and in return, we also got to help her not be treated quite as horribly. Now, will it completely stop? Probably not, but still, I enjoy that, because the idea that, okay, like, I'm trying to come up with all these different ideas. Okay, the curtain's blowing. Well, there was probably wind. Well, the windows were sealed shut. Okay, that makes it a little more difficult. So the more it feels impossible for things to have happened, the more likely it feels like it was intentionally done to scare her. And the fact that this is what's so tragic about her. Freak accidents create ghost stories for her, and then normal reality is just an absolute bitch to her. Like, what a poor girl, man. Like, what a precious little angel who deserves so much better than the bullshit of this royal palace. So the idea that the drainage, right, goes underneath that area, meaning extra moisture and water, and because of that, it rots the wood quicker. And since there's gaps because of, well, if you had competent handmaidens, they would probably be like, hey, this is wrong, and it would have got fixed a lot sooner and cleaned up, right? There would have been preventive measures other than, we'll just make it into a storeroom because screw this girl. So the idea of the steam, a hot bath, creates the gust. That makes sense for the blowing. Okay, but what about the face? Like, that has to be someone with like a caked up face that are trying to spook them. No, reflection. I thought it was like the idea that it just all, the train of thought just completely makes sense. But when you're dealing with someone who's been absolutely tormented, I think most of us were expecting at least partially of one of these bitches doing something. And the thing is too, the more I see of her life, the more I'm just like, I feel so awful. Like, okay, yeah, this mirror, not the best quality. You got this gift from an envoy, yeah, that's a better mirror, you should use that. But like, here's the thing, right? If we had like Lady Gyokyo in this exact same predicament, where this was my mother's mirror, it's really important to me. Like, they might do a thing where, like, if we have guests over, maybe we bring out the fancy mirror. But yeah, your general day-to-day life, we completely are like, just go ahead and use that. Like, that's an important symbolic thing to you. What happens with her? It goes in the store closet because we know damn well that if that thing was out in the open, 90% chance they would break it or throw it away. I really like too about Jinshi as a character is the fact that like he didn't really get majorly involved until it got extra personal. Like that bitch grabbed that and he was ready to grab her. And not in the way they were hoping. And for an episode that's all about, dealing with his frog, it gets reinforced. Mao Mao is really reinforcing that that's a toad in his pants, not a little frog. It's impressive. This episode was about swinging big dick energy, and boy golly did he do so. Like, everything about this was just satisfying as it was infuriating. And I think this is what's so crazy. This is how the royal palace is with a good, competent, and decent emperor. If we had 24 episodes of just focusing on when the previous emperor was ruling, oh god, would it have been... Not ignore even his own actions and shit that happened around him. Imagine how toxic the maids and the servants and everyone was. Like, I don't envy the bullshit that this current emperor has had to clean up. But you do have to imagine, as long as the person who comes after the current one, generation or two down the line, is at least decent, maybe we can shift the mindset of the royal palace. But, mean girl energy doesn't go away completely as seen by our own reality. But holy shit, like... Yeah, I know violence isn't the answer, but, like, is it wrong to want those women karate chopped? Like, they were bullying a child. And the worst part, too, is the central bully looked like she had Botox done to her, and there ain't no Botox in this world. Why did her face look like that? Like, bitch, I hated her. But I'm so thankful my boy Jinshi was there. Now, obviously, we got a bunch of new eunuchs and shit coming up. That one guy at the end did not look good. He scars like all up the arms and fingers and shit. So yeah, these freed slaves, it'll be interesting what they do here. But yeah, I was expecting at least partially intentional and then partially accident. Wasn't expecting a complete accident, and the way they explained everything made total sense. But the highlight for me was definitely the big dick energy swinging and know your place. Love to see it. Let me know your thoughts down below. What did you think of the ghost story reveal, and what did you think of Jinshi standing his ground? Do let me know down below. If like you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here. Of course, ring that bell, and like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll just give you a video shout out. So today we got Kristen D. Ruffy, Matt Barker, Call853, Xeno God, Mario Jacob, Zachary Barnett, original name here, Brian Gonzalez, and we also have Cody Tiffany. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and y'all have a good one.